Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Todd Chrisley has reportedly cut loose and is embracing aging behind bars. The reality TV king has reportedly fallen from grace and is no longer aging like a fine wine without his wads full of cash to pay for plastic surgery and hair dye. Some fans, however, admit they aren't too surprised and question if he's actually embracing aging or just forced to accept it as he's rotting behind bars without access to his lavish lifestyle. Speaking to Daily Mail Online, a source close to the Chrisley family claims Todd Chrisley is unrecognizable as he no longer has access to his lavish lifestyle that has allowed him to go to war with the natural process of aging. His Botox is fading, his sink is starting to sag, and his hair has started to go gray. All of his older children have admitted on various podcasts that it was a bit startling to see how different their father looks behind bars without his routine Botox treatments and blonde hair. While embracing aging may not be something Todd Chrisley has much of a choice but to accept behind bars, the inside source claims he's also had a change of heart in the guilt department. From the very beginning, Todd Chrisley and his wife Julie have always claimed to be victims. They claimed they were set up, and they claimed they were innocent of everything they've been accused of. The source claims that in the 4 months Todd has been behind bars, he's had a lot of time to think about what caused him to be in the position he's in. And the source claims Todd Chrisley has finally come to terms with the fact that his own greed is to blame for the reason both himself and his wife are currently rotting behind bars. The insider did affirm Todd Chrisley and his wife Julie hired a very powerful attorney to file an appeal and get their conviction overturned. The chances of that happening, however, seem to be unfounded as federal convictions only get overturned about 5% of the time. The source went on to reveal, after their conviction, Todd hired power attorneys at Bauer and Foreman to take on their appeal, but it is going so slow for them. They were told by people on the inside very familiar with the process that, despite them believing they did not get a fair trial and the court erred, overturning the jury's decision is next to impossible. They are both aware of this. As some fans are learning for the first time, Lindsay Chrisley was legally adopted by Todd's wife Julie as a young adult. Lindsay tells her listeners she was 19 when she made the decision to get legally adopted by Julie. On this week's episode of her podcast, she shared her feelings on being adopted as a young adult and fessed up on whether she thought she made a mistake or not. Looking back, Lindsay Chrisley realizes now she was going through a bit of an identity crisis between the ages of 17 and 19. She admits she felt a real lack of belonging anywhere, and it was largely because she was being raised by Todd and Julie, but she was doing so alongside children they created together, so she felt like a bit of an outsider. Lindsay Chrisley hoped that having Julie legally adopt her would make her feel more like she was part of the family. Todd Chrisley's daughter had pretty high hopes for the adoption as she thought it would wash away her abandonment issues, and that just isn't what the outcome was. In fact, Lindsay admits Julie adopting her as a young adult just made things even more complicated. Turns out, Lindsay Chrisley wishes she would have gotten some therapy prior to going through the adoption process. She went on to explain that she believes the therapy would have allowed her to benefit more from Julie adopting her. Lindsay Chrisley wanted it to be abundantly clear she was not saying she regretted Julie adopting her as a young adult. She just wished she would have put a little more work into getting therapy and educating herself beforehand. If she had done that, she thinks she would have gotten more out of the experience. Did you know that Julie Chrisley legally adopted Lindsay? Do you understand why she wishes she had gotten a bit of therapy beforehand? Share your thoughts with us in the comments down below, and keep coming back for more Chrisley news.